Oh, I should probably hit record on this one. There we go. Like I said, nothing goes correctly, does it? Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of V-Time, episode 191. How long do you think that we're going to keep doing these?
I don't know.
Nobody knows. But we got pretty much. We got a jam-packed episode full of lyrical. But don't worry, there's a lot of other stuff to talk about other than lyrical, like the triple set booster and some of the other stuff coming out in English exclusive. And nothing else, because we don't know what the future holds still.
Until December.
Fucking December. But we do have a lot of things to talk about and a lot of cards to cover, as well as, honestly, some fucking cool lyrical mechanics that has hooked some people in our group.
Exactly.
Anyway, without further ado, let's get straight into it.
Hey, yes, a package for Mr. Top Deck Heroes.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. Mr. Top Deck Heroes? Mr. Top Deck Heroes, your package. Man, another one? What is with this guy? Mr. Top Deck Heroes, again.
Oh, Melody again.
Mr. Top Deck Heroes, your package. Oh, God, thank you, that was heavy. What's in that one?
Oh, trading cards.
Cards. Was every one of them cards?
Yeah.
How can you afford that?
Oh, that's interesting you say that. I got it from this wonderful bit.
Secret.
Man, these people are crazy.
It's no secret. 50 cards. Use code TD Heroes for a discount.
Because it's lyrical, and because I don't remember exactly what order this goes, we're just going to jump one by one, and I'll take the first one, and we're going to start seeing some familiar effects inside the Lyrical Set 4. First one being Elaborate Costume Athena. She's a grade 1 double rare 8k, and she's a double rare because she has a familiar ability of continuous rearguard. If you played a normal order this turn, this unit gets power 5k, and an auto when this unit is placed on rearguard, can plus 1, search your deck or drop for up to 1 Pretty Demon coordination, reveal it, put it into your hand, and if you search your deck, shuffle your deck. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
We've seen these. Well, granted, whenever we saw the card that says if you play the normal order this turn, when this unit was placed other than from hand, or unit's ability type effect, we kind of figure we might get something like this. Now, this card is pretty self-explanatory, and it searches the Pretty Demon. So, Alex, what does the order that it searches do?
It's a normal order, grade 1. Choose one of your rear guards, and it gets auto rear guard at the end of your turn. Return that unit to your hand, red text, until the end of turn. And at the end of the turn cost, you can discard a card from your hand to choose a copy of itself from your drop and put it into your hand.
So you can kind of recycle the same one.
Yep. It's good if you just want a free way to return something back to your hand at the end of the turn. Protect something, or reuse an auto-play skill.
Lyrical is one of those nations where a lot of effects can happen. For instance, I don't know if you would ever want to do it this way, but you could. You can bounce a card and then discard. There's like a couple cards in Lyrical you actually do want to discard because they do effects when they're discarded. So you have more no ditch fodders. And then bouncing cards is like at the end of your turn, return this. Okay, so this basically can enable some fun combos.
Think of it this way: a Yuika after you.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, yeah, Yuika bounces at whatever it's in front of it, and then you can return the Yuika as well. It's like, hey, free real estate.
Free real estate.
I can actually see use for this card, which is a scary truth. Anyway, that's not the only double rare. We got a lot of double rares, a lot of triple rares, and a lot of commons and rares. For instance, we got Heartsome Smile Noily. She's a grade 2 10k, and you're going to see a lot of grade 2s, a lot of double rares inside of set 4 that support all 6 of the decks from set 3. And these support cards are stupid, as her ability is Act Rearguard. If you have a Vanguard Medial in its card name, put this unit into your soul, choose one of your Vanguards, and until the end of turn, when a card is in drop, would be chosen by that unit's original act ability, choose 2 cards instead of fucking 1. Do you remember what Medial does?
Oh yeah, it calls cards from your drop and gives them crits, possibly, depending on what you reveal off the top of your deck.
Not to mention, if you call the specific grade 2 triple rare from the same set Medial came out of, now you have 5 attacks.
Yep.
And it puts a card in the soul, which is a good resource.
It has 5 attacks, 4 of them being double critical. Possibly. Because,
and yes.
Because the Vanguard gives the crit to what it calls out if you use the effect. So technically, the 2 things you'd call out would both have crits.
Pretty much. And yes, all the double rares that will support the original 6 decks from set 3 will be this fucking stupid. I can't wait.
Yeah, they're all fun power to keep.
Yeah, but before we get to those, we got to cover the other card Medial got, because, whenever you get a double rare, you got to get a rare or common as well.
You got Light that illuminates the night, Capellative.
Bro, we're going to butcher all these names, so I'm just running with it.
Auto, when this unit is placed on rear guard, if you have a Vanguard with Medial in its current name, cost Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, choose a card with a grade less than or equal to your Vanguard from your drop and call it to rear guard.
Free real estate. Because there's a grade 1 in Medial, right? That just helps the deck a shit ton because that makes the cost free or something of that sort, right?
It made your counterblast reduced by 1 by soul blasting 2.
Yeah, because Medial was a counterblast 1, right? Or counterblast 2.
And then it also gained 5 for everything that was called from your draw.
So, fuck.
Yeah.
So, really self-explanatory. It's basically a Reza for counterblast 1, soul blast 1. Nothing too special there. So I got to move on to the next double rare. Holy shit. First local participant, Rabiria. She's a grade 2 9k. And very important why she's a 9k. Because her ability is auto. When this unit is put on rearguard, put from rearguard into deck during your battle phase, Soul Blast 2, choose one of your back row units, move it to an open rearguard circle, and it gets 10k until the end of the turn. Alex, you're very familiar with what this fucking card goes into.
Yeah, this is for Hazard. Now you have 5 to 6 attacks in the deck, depending on how you combo it. Because you're going to give this +2, so this becomes an 11. It's going to be an awkward number.
If you have the soul for it, yes.
But oh boy, if you had the soul for it, which I can't remember if soul was a problem in the deck or not. I want to say it was. So
just throw in some of the grade 2 that says when you're ditched, put it into soul, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm sure there's ways you can build it with newer stuff, but I think that was an issue I had with the deck when I tried to play it.
You know what? Until you actually mentioned it, I'd never thought about, if you have 2 of this in the front row and a full back row, you basically swing with this, put the bottom, draw a card, move something up, give it 10k. Swing with another copy of this, put the bottom of the deck, draw a card, move something up, 10k. Swing with this of whatever you moved up with a 10k on it, put the bottom deck, draw a card. Swing a Vanguard, move up the back. No, wait, who moves up? Who moves the cards is the grade 1, right?
Yeah, it's when it boosts it moves the back row center of your Vanguard to the front row open circle.
At the end of the battle, at the end of the battle that your Vanguard attacked, or when your Vanguard attacks, I can't remember.
Yeah, or something like that.
Basically, if you're correct, yes, it's possible to do 6 attacks. But if it's some weird timing, damn it, now you got me. Damn it, why you got me super curious about Hazard?
Well, even then, you also have the cycle grade 3. You can, if you have an overtrigger in your drop, you can also get an extend that way too.
I mean, the Cycle Grade 3 can extend in every single deck, so it's not much of a card to immediately mention. However, the order we mentioned before, like, I know that's a grade 1, right, Len? Basically, the grade 1, which one is it? Jeez, why does Hazard have so many support cards?
Not that one.
Is it a human?
Will have support. That one.
Was it this one?
Yeah.
When this unit boosts a rearguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Hazard in its card, and this unit gets 5k until the end of that battle. At the end of the battle, put Soul Blast 1, choose one of your back row center rearguards and move it to an open front row rearguard. So you cannot get 6 attacks because you will not have rearguards that are standing in the back row.
Yes.
So basically, if you have 2 of that card, and 1 of this and 1 of that card, then you can get 5 attacks guaranteed because whatever combo you want to do.
Just make sure that they're that's the only grade 1 in the back row, because you'll need pretty much grade 2s or graders everywhere else.
Hey man, if you're Persona right now, really. Right?
Not really.
If you're Persona right, you're completely fine.
I mean, you'll get the power, fix some of the power problem, but...
Look, I'll let Hazard people cook, but they need to cook with one more ingredient.
Yeah, they got another support card is Affable
Gator.
Affable Gator. Oh, okay, I wasn't freaking out there. It did say Gator. Topia. It's a grade 1 auto when its unit is placed on rearguard. If you have a Vanguard with Hazard in its card name, cost Counterblast 1, choose up to 2 cards from your hand, put them into your soul, and draw 2 cards equal to the number of cards put into your soul.
Well, there's a soul problem fixed.
It is and it's not.
How so?
Because you're digging through your deck that you're already digging through.
Yeah, but your soul problem's fixed, and if you have some deck cards in your hand that you don't want in your hand, it's like, put them into soul, give me something better. Now I have 2 cards of Soul Blast for that other card we talked about. Not to mention the grade 1 we talked about that it was already the multi-attack extender was also Soul Blast.
I guess.
Dude, it's more soul. Just look at it that way. It's just more soul with not minusing from hand.
I guess.
And it's a 9K.
Yeah, it's a 9K. You're right.
Anyway, moving on. We got a couple more cards and a couple more orders. This time a double rare order, surprisingly, a normal order. Super Aesthetic Shot. Honestly, gotta say I'm a super fan of this art for some reason. But it's a very simple order that says, play this with Counterblast 1. You get all of your rearguards get 5k until the end of turn. Why put it on a card when you can put it on the order? Here's a half Persona Art, technically full Persona Art on a full board.
Hey, you remember that set order you got in the trial deck? How about we just, put it on our normal order?
And make it one CB less?
Yeah.
I mean, I can see why it's a double rare. Where going to fit it, what decks are going to actually use it is going to be very interesting. I do like the fact that it says all you get, as in the player, all of your rearguards get 5k. Therefore, you can run it in a Celestial where your Vanguard changes. You can run it in any other lyrical deck that your Vanguard changes. Like, it's not important.
I'll tell you where it is really good in. It's in Kyrie.
I mean, we literally just talked about Hazard, so perfect in there too.
Yeah, because Kyrie never really got that big of numbers. But
5k more is going to help?
Yeah. Especially since it's like a Persona right skill.
It's also good to know that it's all your rearguards, not your Vanguard does not get this benefit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to think what other decks are super rearguard centric and lyrical. Like super.
Friends.
Powerful, technically.
Yeah.
Hey, this is perfect and powerful. Look at me, CB.
Oh man, put this in Felty Rosa.
This actually could work. Holy shit, this actually could work in Felty Rosa.
Give you an extra puff.
It needs it. But now we got to see some triple rares. and then the generic kind. And again, very familiar.
Oh, yes.
It's your turn, good sir.
Rambo Jewel Beast.
OP Russ.
Auto, when this unit is placed on rear guard or guardian circle, cost put a total of 2 cards from your soul or drop that were in your right deck into your right deck face up. Perform all the following according to the circle this unit is on. If it's on a rear guard, you choose a card with the same name as your Vanguard from your soul or drop and put it into your hand. And guardian circle gains power or shield plus 15.
Who doesn't like a Persona right fixer?
That's right. So this one's weird.
Why?
So, because if the only copy of your Persona ride is the one that you have to pay for the cost.
I don't think it is. Grant, I know what you're talking about. From your solo drop. Okay, I can see what you're talking about. But then I get reminded of all of the dress-up decks.
Fair. That is true. That does work, doesn't it?
Yeah. All the dress-up decks just said yoink.
Fair. Oh my god. And it actually makes 4T funnier. Because now you can actually discard 4T more for the costs.
Felterosa the same way. Herminia the same way. Velista, if you see a second Velista, just got stupid. Granted, you also got to think, like, what you mentioned is very valid, but you can always just put, the grade 0, 1, or 2 from your ride line back into your deck and grab what you need.
Exactly.
So overall, it's like, okay, fuck. I'm a very big fan of these dual grade 1s. They have been proving themselves a lot. I think I'm going to tech 2 almost in every single one of my decks, except the Brain Gate one. If I really don't need shield value inside of a Brain Gate deck, the Brain Gate one is not getting teched in because the secondary effect is not that good. But the Keter one's fucking awesome. Stoichea one's fucking awesome. Dark States one's fucking awesome. Dragon Empire is like, a draw, but still. But that's not the only card. That what?
So sometimes you just need that extend.
Pretty much. But that's not the only card that is generic. And then we have seen Lyrical Set 4 is also giving the Lyrical Nation a grade 3. And you guessed that grade 3 because we got Colored Bob Dragon Warbringia. It's the grade 3 for the grade 4 because it says auto when the chain is placed on rear or put on guardian circle. Choose up to 1 grade 4 card from your hand and reveal it. And if you have revealed the card or if your Vanguard's grade 4, perform one of the following according to the circle this unit is on. Rear guard, Counterblast 1, draw a card. This unit gets power 10 until the end of turn. And guardian circle, this unit gets shield 15 until the end of that battle. And then auto when this card is discarded from hand while riding a grade 3 card from the right deck or paying the cost for stride, draw a card. Foreshadowing?
Possibly.
Now, granted, we got a Stoichea one as well, and at this current moment, there is no Stoichea or Lyrical Stride deck set. Therefore, the secondary ability of both of these cards are only premium exclusive, or granted, they can be used in standard, but you only get it whenever you go to grade 3. You're never going to be able to use it for the Stride cost. But my point stands.
Well, at the moment, we only have 1 grade 4 in Lyrical, which is Kyrie. And that on-play skill is pretty funny with Kyrie, not gonna lie.
I mean, just draw a card, 15k to this
10.
unit.
It becomes a 28k attacker when it comes on the play if you play a counterblast each time.
After playing Jewel, and yes, that video will be coming out soon, I really like these cards in the decks they can actually be used in, because that card was like, just being able to place Counterblast and draw a card was so refreshing. Like the other effect of adding cards from drop to soul for its thing was nice for the Jewel, of course. But just being able to go Counterblast 1 draw, let me see if I can get something else to help me was like, oh, that's perfect. And then the 15k shields are just like fucking bonkers. Bro, just being 15k shields is awesome. Anyway, Moving on to, well, you guessed it, Kyrie support. Alex, take it away.
Yeah, speaking of Kyrie support, this is a good card. We got Soaring Bubble, Penelope. It's a grade 2, triple rare, continuous rear guard. During your turn, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Kyrie in its card name, this unit gains power plus 5k, so that always be a 15k. Auto rear guard once per turn. When your other front row rear guard is returned to your hand by the ability of your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Kyrie in its card name, cost Soul Blast 1, stand all of your rear guards in the same column as this unit. And if your Vanguard is grade 4 or greater, all of your front row units gain power plus 5 until the end of turn.
Remind me again, didn't grade 4 Curry already enable 5 attacks because of how her ability worked?
Yes, but it still lacked a bit of power, which this helps with. But what this is really good in,
Continue.
Oh, but what this is made for is the grade 3 turn, because most of the time you just kind of bounce and did nothing. But now you can bounce and actually get a fourth attack out of it.
Fifth, you mean?
No, on the grade 4 turn. The grade 3
turn. On the grade 3 turn, yeah, that's right, because it needed a persona, right? Yeah, that's right. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, because you bounce the column, and then this will just stand all the things in the same column.
On the bright side, on the grade 4 turn, like, not only does it gain power, but now you can actually use a grade 4's abilities. Instead of calling 2 front row rigger, just call a column. And then a column will gain 10k and just be better.
Now, granted, if there is some magical way, I don't know how you do this, that you can give this boost, you can get 5 attacks while you're on grade 3 Kyrie. Because there's the grade 2 from the first support of it that said whenever it got boosted, you can counterblast and call a card from your hand to open a regard circle. And this scans the column, not just itself. So if you can give this boost somehow and can boost it, you can get 5 attacks on first grade 3 turn.
I don't know enough of Lyrical to know if there's a card in Lyrical that gives Lyrical cards boost. I don't think there is. And I'm really hoping there isn't.
Yet.
But overall, not a bad card. However, we got to move on to more not a bad cards, because we got more double rares to support the original 6 from set 3. And this one is In Search of Limited Edition Suites, Mildred. Well, limited edition can already give you a hint for what this one is. It's an 8k grade 1 that says auto regret at the end of the battle that this unit boosted. If you played a magazine order this turn and you have 3 or more units with different grades, put this unit into your soul and draw a card. Not as impressive as the other ones, but you know what? For the magazine deck, not bad.
Like I say, you're the only one who's played that deck, so you have all of the range of telling how good or bad these are.
So the magazine deck, the magazine itself works off of if you have 2 grade 1s, 2 grade 2s, 2 grade 3s, you basically have to do everything. And if my memory serves, the grade 1 effect is draw 2 cards, ditch 1 card. The grade 2 effect is give one of your units 10k, and the grade 3 effect is countercharge 1. So overall, the magazine itself is nothing special. You are already getting 5 attacks potentially because you're running a grade 2 that says Counterblast on Soul Blast on restand it. So this getting more soul and drawing more cards is nice, I guess. I feel like compared to the other double rares we have read and we will read, this could have been better. But like I said, you always have that extra spice added.
Next up, we got Creative Theme Survey. It's a grade 2 auto. When a unit is placed on rear guard, if you have a Vanguard with Yoka and it's a card name, you may have this unit gain grade +1. And then auto rear guard at the end of the battle that this unit attacked. If you have played a magazine order this turn cost, put this unit into your soul. Choose one of your units and it gains power +5 until the end of the turn.
It's tight. It basically helps you get that whole, hey, I need grade 3s to countercharge potentially. It's tight. I feel like, like I said, the rest of the decks kind of got a little bit more better support than Kyoka did, but you know what? It is what it is. Because now we got to talk about 2 double rares that are technically, to my knowledge, I think this is a 2 double rare section. Let me just double check real quick. Yeah, this is a 2 double rares. They're super generic.
Yeah. Especially this one.
Yep, we got Starry Witchcraft Rosane. She's a grade 3 double rare that says auto rearguard. When this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, put a card from hand into soul, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose a card from among them, put it into hand, and put the rest on the bottom of the deck. So it basically is a hand fixer and soul charger, technically.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of also deck fins, but you're putting the card on the bottom of your deck, so you need to find a way to either to shuffle or just go through your deck and bottom stack it immensely. But it's super generic, and it just, it's not a bad card in all honesty.
This card is really good for some of the festival collection dress-ups, because cards that needed cards in your soul, like Willista,
have true.
Ways of now putting a card in from your hand into your soul without having to go through using cards that you didn't want to play. There are some times where the card that searches Willistas wasn't that great.
I mean, this can be said for a lot of the dress-up decks.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Luckily, it is restricted to when it attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, which is good because basically it means it's accelerating your turn 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a minute. This is broken in Laura Nerl.
Oh?
She needs a copy of herself to Soul Blast, right?
I can't remember.
I don't know. I'll let people cook. You just read the other double rare.
It got Decorate Shiny
Hersey.
And yeah. The grade 3 auto when this unit is placed on rear guard from hand. If you have a Vanguard with Lifa in its card name, choose up to 1 grade 2 or greater card with a different card name from this unit from your hand and call it to a back row center rear guard, and it gains boost until the end of turn. And if you put a card, perform the following. If it's your main phase, you draw a card. And if it's your battle phase, this unit gains power plus 10,000 to the end of turn.
Yeah, this is busted. And Lifa. Because Lifa's whole shtick was bouncing stuff and then calling a new grade 3 down for an extra attack. Now, that if you call this card, not only are you calling another grade 3 and giving it boost, but you potentially either replace that card you called, so get a free column attack, or just you want to beef it up by another 10k.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of stupid. Kind of explains why it's a 10k grade 3.
Yeah.
But as per usual, well, actually there isn't any. Sad. We got to actually go onward to the new ride line from Set 4, and that is the Gorgon deck. The deck that said to one of our special Mexicans, ooh, I'm dipping my toe into Lyrical.
Dude, this deck looks fun.
I want to play it as well, but you know what? Hector called dibs so fast that I'm going to let him have it. I'm more scared. Who are we going to put on the other side of it? Because if they're not careful, they're dead.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to start with the grade 0, the starter, as per usual. The warm-up exercise is done. Sienna. Or Sheena. Sorry, it's Sheena. I don't know how to pronounce that fucking name. Shiana. I think it's Sienna, yeah. Regardless, Sienna has a bag over her head because she's a Gorgon. That actually makes a lot of sense. So we're going to just continue down this ride line and see what is up. And you're going to start notice a trend really fast.
Rely on the snakes when unsure, Sienna. Auto Vanguard. When at the end of the battle that this unit was attacked by a rear guard, if a card was not put in the Guardian Circle for the battle phase, your opponent chooses a card from their hand and they may discard it. If they did not discard, bind the rear guard that attacked.
And then it's defensive.
And then auto, when the unit is rode upon by a grade 2 card with Sienna in its card name, cost Soul Blast 1, draw a card, and return all of your opponent's front row rear cards to their hands. So if they did decide to minus some discard cards, you can just say screw it and bounce them back to your hand anyway.
Important note, it's a mandatory effect. So Sana already, spoiler, is going to be very familiar. It's a mind deck because you got to be careful. Because if your opponent's smart, they might throw down cards that have on-place abilities, and now you're letting those on-place abilities happen more times.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about countermeasure against the He Is Perfect Sana. It's a grade 2 ride line, and oh look, auto Vanguard. At the end of battle, this unit was attacked by a rearguard. If a card was not put on Guardian Circle for this battle, your opponent chooses a card from their hand, and they may discard it. If they did not discard a card, bind the rearguard that attacked. So this effect will persist. The other effect, however, auto, when this unit is rolled upon by a grade 3 card with sign in its card name, choose a trigger unit or blitz order from your drop and put it into hand. This is already kind of hinting at something, but I will mention that after we kind of read what the main grade 3 does.
Yep, you got Gorgon Eyes, Sienna. Is continuous Vanguard. The total number of your unit, total number of units on your opponent's front row, rear guard, or guardian circle is 2 or less. This unit gets crit +1, drive +1. And then auto Vanguard. When this unit is attacked, put a trigger unit from your hand into your soul, and this unit gains power +15 until the end of that battle. And then the same shtick as the rest of the red line of when it is attacked by a rear guard and you nothing was put into the guardian circle for the battle, your opponent chooses a card from their hand and they may discard it. If they don't, you bind the rear guard to attack.
Oh god, there's a lot to unpack just from the ride line.
Mm-hmm.
So first off, Alex, you want to talk about the whole crit plus drive effect?
Yeah, so spoiler alert, all the support's just going to empty out your opponent's front row. So, all the time, if you don't guard the Vanguard with 2 cards, it's going to have a extra crit.
No. Read it again.
Sorry, 3 or more, my bad.
Uh-huh.
So it's always like 3 to guard, or you're going to give them extra buffs that you don't need to.
It's basically forcing your opponent to, here's a Flagberg. You get to choose, but do you really want me to have triple drive?
Yeah. And then it has its own fun built-in defense option of, I'll just put a trigger in the soul instead of guarding with it. Just so I can... Dude, draw triggers are great in this deck.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Normally they're like, oh, cool, well, it's only a 5 or a 10k shield. Now it's a 15k shield at all times. When it's being attacked by a rear guard, it is.
You want to read the effect again?
Oh, never mind which one it's attacked. Yeah, so yeah, regardless, it's just, yeah.
So when this unit attacks, you can sacrifice a trigger to bump it up for that attack. So instead of being just a 13k triple drive double critical, it's a 28k triple drive double critical.
No, it's when it is attacked.
When this unit is holy shit, wait a minute, I misread that.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Okay, hold up. My mind has... Damn it, Hector, why'd you have to call dibs?
And it's like draw triggers. Its draw triggers are buffed because you can just put the draw triggers for it and then you give them...
Bro, you just run draw triggers into this. You just run a shit ton of fucking... It's not once per turn. You can just...
Well, it is when it is attacked, so you can only put it once per attack.
Yeah, you can only put 1 trigger per attack. I get that. I get that. My God, this thing is going to have a shit ton of soul.
But it also helps, mitigate the last effect of you're not putting a card from your hand to Guardian Circle for the battle because you put it into Soul. So you can force your opponent to either discard or bind the rear guard.
Oh, this is stupid. I was going to mention how this deck is going to be our first deck, or one of our first decks, that just goes Blitz Order heavy, because Blitz Orders never hit the Guardian Circle.
Mm-hmm.
That still could be... You can literally just make a whole deck of Blitz Orders and triggers and now you have a potential 15 to honestly up to 45, and they're still going to have to ditch or bind a card. There's a blitz order in Lyrical that I really like using that says if you took a damage this turn, that it's a 30k shield blitz order.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm so jealous of Hector now.
Yeah, this deck is defense deck.
Oh god, I love it. But that's not where we're at. That's not all.
That's just the ride line. We got to have support cards to go with it.
Pretty much. The first support card we have is a grade 3 common. The place is like a Utopia. That's actually wrong English. It's an Utopia, not a. Nortia. It's like I said, grade 3 auto regard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Sienna in its card name, Soul Blast 1, like that's gonna be hard. Return all of your front row, all of your opponent's front row regards to hand, and this unit gets 5k until the end of that battle. Hey, look, goodbye front row.
Yep. And it's a 18k attacker, which is an awkward number to guard without intercepting.
Oh, 100%. It's super lovely. It basically forces a 15k shield out of your hand where you don't want to really use a 15k shield right away.
Or just use both those rear guards that you had to pass back to your hand.
Pretty much.
Next we got Wonderful Wand Leoponics. It's a grade 1. It's a double rare. No, it's rare. Auto, when this unit is placed on rear guard, choose one of your opponent's front row rear guards and you may return it to the hand. And then auto rear guard, when your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Sienna's card name is attacked or is attacked. Cost, put a card from your hand, put this unit into your soul, choose one of your Vanguards and it gains power plus 10,000 until the end of that battle.
Right.
So not only...
Jesus Christ.
You just suck it up from your rear guard for defensive plus 10 because it's better than having a 5k shield. It's a 10k shield technically.
I know, right? Granted, if you're playing against retired decks, you're more likely using it only on attacks. But if you're playing against something that can't touch your shit, just put 3 of these in the back row and go, come at me, bitch.
Also, even during the battle phase, like you boost with this and then later you use it to give plus 10 to your van.
Pretty much. Bro, shut up. Bro, you know how stupid this deck is going to be against rearguard restanding decks?
Mm-hmm.
God, fucking. Granted, you're eating damage or potentially you're not eating damage depending on how you guard. But that's like, you have a super restanding rearguard centric deck? Be ashamed if every time you wanted to attack, you had to discard cards.
Yeah. Rip Flagberg players.
But it actually even counts bounce decks. Imagine Kairi. Oh, you wanted to swing with that grade 2? And be a shame if I had to, you had to ditch a card or, bind it.
Mm-hmm.
Rip Flag.
Man, it's really funny.
Jesus Christ.
Really funny against Rip Farina.
Oh, yeah. You're discarding cards out of your hand. You're fuck all.
You never have a hand in that deck.
Not one bit. Now, one bit, and that's not even where the support ends, because we now have a double rare grade 2 10k Rafish Runner Juno. Her ability is act rearguard once per turn if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Sienna in its card name. Soul Blast 1, like that's going to be hard. Choose one of your opponent's front row rearguards and you may return it to hand. If a trigger unit was Soul Blasted for this cost, choose one of your Vanguards and that unit and this unit get power 10k until the end of turn. It's an act ability.
Just straight up keep buffing that Vanguard up. And the grade 1 we talked about gives 10k. This is going to give 10k.
To be fair,
be
fair, unless you early game used a crit trigger that on boost effect, but the soul gives something 2k, this is a turn 4 effect. The whole Soul Blaster trigger 10k power.
Yeah, but I mean, you're probably just going to... Yeah, that's true.
Because there's no other way in this deck at this current moment to put triggers into Soul. Because none of the ride line does it. The ride line actually even Soul Blast. None of the other cards we read actually put cards from hand into Soul. The only effect that does that is the Vanguard effect. and the crit triggers themselves if you choose season, which honestly might not be a bad strategy. If you're going second, just a little early game rush boost with a crit trigger with the Vanguard. That's a 14. That's over a 15k shield for a no pass, and then that goes to Soul. 2k goes wherever it wants to go. Now you have a trigger in Soul. Now your grade 2 turn is powerful, or grade 3 turn. Huh?
Man, such a great thing that we have this generic grade 3 we just talked about that puts cards from your hand into the Soul for the cost to look at the top 2 of your deck.
I know, right?
Granted, it's on attack, so this is an act, so still.
Again, if you're running the effect crits, you can activate this turn 3. You just got to be thinking ahead.
Yeah.
But that's not all. Of course, you have to have a triple rare support for new decks.
Yep, you got Jacko Parade, Teletheus. It's a grade 2 auto. When this unit is placed on rear guard, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and you may return it to front row rear guards. You may return it to the hand. Auto rear guard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard with Sienna's card name cost, a counter blast 1, and this unit gains power +5 into the end of that battle for each of your opponent's open front row rear guards. If it was 10,000 or more, you draw a card.
That's kind of stupid. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, that's our first CB effect in this whole deck, isn't it?
I think so. Oh boy, he's reading.
Okay, just making sure. There was one thing I just clicked to mind and I want to mention. It's probably not that important. This is not a multi-attack deck. This is a 3-attack deck. It's meant to be a stall deck where it just beats down at your opponent and makes them lose resources slowly and steadily through the game. So it's not meant to multi-attack. It's not meant to be super threatening. If your opponent guards with 3 cards, it's never going to be double crit, yada, yada, yada. Did make sure about one effect. The heal triggers, especially the crit one, because the multi-attack one doesn't apply here. The crit one is an auto ability. So if you throw that down first, it will gain the 15k shield. And then if you decide to throw down 2 more cards, while the Vanguard will lose a crit, that thing will retain the 15k shield. If it was a continuous ability, it'd be a different story, but it's not. It's an auto. So fun fact. Grade 2 that we just read. Fucking bonkers.
Also, there is a fun way to get multi-attack in this deck.
Outside of the trigger being your drop?
Yes. There is a common we mentioned a few episodes back that says when it boosts a unit and it hits, you can discard a card from your hand to call a card.
Well, yeah, but again, it's super generic and it needs to hit. That's basically a multi-attack that are in every lyrical deck.
But I'm saying, though, if you really want the multi-attack in this deck, there is a way.
I don't think you need it. I think your opponents are going to be losing Vanguard or losing hand out the wazoo. Bro, I'm telling you, put a shit ton of good blitz orders in here. And you're just balling. Like almost every single attack, your opponent's either ditching or binding their units. That's fucking beautiful. But anyway, with that beauty out of the way, we actually got to move on to the rest of the stuff. Now, there's some commons and rares here floating around still. Like, for example, this grade 2 common, Seabed Sorcery Patolis. She's an act rearguard. If your opponent has no front row rearguards, counterblast 1, put this unit into your soul, choose a blitz order from drop and put it into your hand. Gee, I wonder what doesn't have any front row rearguards. Gee, I wonder what blitz orders would be really good in what deck. God fucking damn it! I didn't realize we were still on sign of support. I forgot that these are potentially cards of the days that were leaked later. Oh, they were just like, here's some more sign of.
Yep.
But with that, however, that is the end of the leaks. Sina is looking to be a very interesting deck. I am very jealous of Hector for he's going to play it. And depending on how I feel against it, I might pick that deck as well. Because I'm already picking up the Witch. Because the Witch looks fun to me.
The Witch does look fun, I will admit.
Dude, you're just playing Weird Pale Moon at that point.
No, you're not playing Pale Moon. You're playing D-Police to the extreme.
True. Anyway. with that being said, we're going to move on to the news section because there is some stuff to talk about. This is one that's not much news, but it's just, I thought it'd be cool to talk about. As per usual, the lyrical sets are getting their not only frame rares, SPs, whatever you want to call them, but they're getting the alternate art LSRs, big ass fucking rarities. And I don't know what happened this time around. They all look gorgeous. They actually all look on point. The first ones we're going to look at is Hermania and Fortia, the Prince and Powerful. Tell me that doesn't look awesome.
Those look cool. I do like the Fortia because it has like a very Tim Burton-y kind of look to it.
Dude, if I pulled that Hermania, that is going into a top loader. Well, that's not the only ones. We also got the new ride lines as well as the triple rare cycle, not cycle card, but the on place if you played in order, yada yada card. Mm-hmm. I forgot the name of the other grade 3, but we also have the witch card that I have mixed feelings about.
Yeah, I kind of like the OG art better than that.
Exactly. And of course, Sina also is getting one, and lo and behold, she got unmasked.
Oh no, you're all turning this down.
Pretty much. But with those lyrical goodies out of the way, we actually got to talk about a proper news. And that is the fact that we are finally actually getting some information about the Triple Rares Extra Booster Set thingy. And as mentioned during the product's first announcement is the fact that we're getting some new cards for Dragon Empire and Keter. Now, a lot of speculations were happening on what those new cards might be. Some speculations were the fact that there might be masks, as we do not have Dragon Empire mask and Keter Sanctuary mask. Some speculations were that because Shiranui and Luard were coming so close that there were support cards for those two decks because, Messiah and Kronjet both got support cards in set 11.
And it's triple drive booster.
Exactly. But no, they are completely new ride lines. The first one being for Keter. I probably should have prepped this a little bit better, but I forgot the names. Do you by chance remember the names off the top of your head?
No clue.
Well, it's basically Luard's I don't want to say Luard because we don't know what the effect is, but the only reason I'm saying Luard because the name sounds very familiar. We got Soul Awakening Guard Luan. I'm not joking. His name is actually Luan.
Wow.
Not Luard, just
right.
Luan.
All right.
So he will be our main or the Keter deck inside of it. And yes, as you can see from the image, it is going to be a deck from Youthquake. Now, if I remember someone mentioning it potentially correctly, what we know about that from the manga is we only know that Luan can combine with his own steed to superior ride a grade 4 as a Vanguard after he attacks.
Yep.
So that's going to be very interesting to see when it happens, if it happens. And we also technically know his ride line where we can see that set steed he combines with. They're going to be Dreaming Bond Luan as a grade 0, Cultivating Bond Luan as a grade 1, and Plains Running Guard Luan as a grade 2. Fun stuff. Opinions about the Luan deck?
It's interesting that it, combines with the steed. I saw the manga page where you see the grade 4. It's just going to be interesting to see how that plays out and what it does.
Well, very much. But that's the only one. We actually also got the Dragon Empire one. No confirmation if this one is actually from Youthquake. From what I have been told, this one's just this exists card.
So fun fact about this one, it is not in the manga. This one is from a manga artist that works for Bushiroad and is their own creation.
Well, there we go. Everybody say hello to Slashing Dragon King, Zed Lance.
All right. For the fun people out there, I want you to count how many different weapons this thing has on it.
Bro, I want you to count how many fucking spikes he's got everywhere.
Because I think he's holding 4 different weapons at once.
He's holding a sword that has a shit ton of spikes attached to it. He's holding another sword. He's holding a hand cannon in the left arm. He's holding a hand cannon in the right arm. He's got a shoulder cannon, what it looks like, on his back.
So you're wrong. It's not a shoulder cannon, I don't think. I think that the thing that's the other sword is a hammer.
Oh, that's the hammer.
He's holding a giant hammer in one hand and a sword in the other.
Fucking dibs.
Not
even joking.
Cannons.
Bro, not even joking. Just by the aesthetic alone, I think this is going to be the first Dragon Empire deck I pick up.
Fair.
Damn. But as per usual, he also has his own ride line that does not look anything like the finished product. Because we got Apprentice Blacksmith Zedlands, Hopeful Blacksmith Zedlands, and Wrought Iron Dragon Zedlands.
We got a Blacksmith ride line.
I reiterate, dibs.
Also, I love how you can see as the progression goes, he has two hammers in each hand, two hammers in each hand, and then he's starting to get those arm spike javelins on his arm already in the grade 2. I think my theory for this, it's a blacksmith, right? So it's a priority is making weaponry. I think
Please tell me this is not Bob Cigar support.
And it's going to be arming the Vanguard with multiple arms.
I don't think he is, because in the grade 3 art, he is holding the weapons, whereas Bob was like, you could re-equip them.
Yeah.
But I do really want to see where this thing... I don't care what it actually does. I don't care if it's meta. I don't care if it's junk. I actually just want the deck.
So I think it'd be flavorful that if it's arms, because it's a blacksmith, and you make an armory. But if it is arms, I want it to be different from Bob, and I want it to be different from what's his
Silhouette.
name? Silhouette, yeah. I want it to be unique.
Well, only time will tell. We're slowly getting the leaks for this thing in the triple set drive booster set special series 11, whatever we want it to be called. But before we get to there, we actually got to talk about an English exclusive product. Yep, so you hear English is getting a English exclusive product. What is it? Well, it's the Malevolent Mask supply set we know about. It's coming November 17th, and now we actually have some confirmation of what's going to be in it. Ain't that right?
Yep. It is a deck box holder with the arts of Orpheus Mask, Leonardo Mask, and the Jeweled Mask.
As well as a rubber playmat with the same units.
Mm-hmm.
Which, honestly, the rubber playmat actually really looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else, Alex?
We got 6 card dividers, and I was halfway right.
That's not card dividers. That's not card dividers.
What?
Includes 3 sets, technically 6 cards, of going first, going second markers.
Oh. Okay. I thought these were dividers.
No.
But fun
the next ones are.
Yes, the next ones are. But I was halfway right about the dividers. There was the masked units, but not all of them. It was only 3.
And then we're also getting, like I said, these dividers with the original version as well as the masked version on the art. So fun stuff.
I think they chose those because they're key units for mask, but man, you could have just had had 6 different mask units. Granted, they brought on a Grudio, so it couldn't do exactly 6. So
I get what you're saying, because Zorga could have been here along with Unica or Biko technically, but we only have 1 Brink game mask.
Now we have Gravidia.
Nobody talks about Gravidia.
We don't talk about it, but it's there.
Nobody cares about Gravidia.
Hey, it's a mask. It's that family member nobody likes, but you still count it as family.
Look, man, if I've forsaken Greedon mask, everybody can forsake Greedon.
Oh yeah,
mask.
Greedon mask. Greedon's another one that could have been in there.
We don't talk about Greedon. But as such, we don't talk about anything else because that's been it. That's been basically it for the last week and what all has happened. I forgot to mention, but next week or the next Tuesday and Thursday streams, what are we going to be getting? Well, we're going to have to finish up Lyrical sooner or later, and we're finally going to see the Prism Promise Labrador from set 4. So we're finally going to see the last new deck and the second encounter deck for Lyrical. On Thursday, this is going to be a kicker, revealing December Gigkai Booster promo card.
Oh.
That's it.
So you want to hear a funny fact? So, I think I read somewhere that the Genkai promo card is related to the Blacksmith Red line.
Please no.
I trying to remember where I saw that. I think I was reading something in our Discord about the Red line, trying to figure out what we could do, and then I read something about it had cards related to it through that.
Please no. Let's not never say we did.
Just make everybody that really wanted to do this.
That's not never say we did.
Promo gets a promo before it even gets revealed.
Let's not ever say we did.
Hey, I mean,
with that being said, no. Stop jinxing me. Just stop jinxing me. I will smack the living shit out of you if you're right. That being said, we're going to end this episode here. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching or listening to episode 191 of V-Time. If you like the episode, please like, share it with your friends. Comment down below what you think the actual promo is going to be, not what Alex is trying to jinx me with. Or what you think about the supply set, South 13. Or honestly, what the fuck is we're getting in the future? Because none of us know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. The anime ended. The fuck are we getting next? But if you here, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, get notified, maybe even become a member to get some awesome perks. But all that being said, I've been Philip.
And this is Alex.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Woo. Now, what'd you say while I was mumbling? Because I could not hear you.
Mythiarch got a promo before it came out.
Who?
Mythiarch.
Fucking did. No, don't jinx it more. Fucking did.